We open our service with the casting of the circle. And if you have a chance, if you come up to the altar, you see we have symbols in all four of the directions. And we start with the east, which is that way. And the east is represented by the feathers. It's the element of air, the time of spring, the time of new beginnings, the time of inspiration. And that's represented by the feathers of the dream catcher. And to the south is the time of summer. It's the element of fire. It's represented by the dragon. It's the time of energy, time of getting things done. To the west, which is that direction back there, it's the season of fall. It's the element of water, time of changes, and represented by the bull of water. And then to the north, in this direction, that's the season of winter. It's the element of earth. It's the time of gestation, the time of planning, the time of getting ready for doing new things. So with that, we're going to ask the guardians of the directions to come forward. And we're going to start with the and if we ask everyone to stand, and we're going to face the east, which you're already facing.
Hail, spirits of the east, powers of air, we invoke you and call you. Golden eagle of the dawn, star seeker, whirlwind, rising sun, come. By the air that is her breath, send forth your light. Be here now.
Be here now. We'll turn to the south.
Spirits of the south, hail, spirits of the south, powers of fire. We invoke you and call you. Red lion of the noon heat, flaming one, summer's warmth, spark of life. Come, by the fire that is her spirit, send forth your flame. Be here now.
Be here now.
Oh, we have to light them. Are you west?
West.
Hail, spirits of the west, powers of water. We invoke you and call you. Serpent of the watery abyss, rainmaker, gray-robed twilight, evening star. By the waters of her living womb, send forth your flow. Be here now.
Be here now. And turning to the north.
Hail, spirits of the north, powers of earth, cornerstone of all power. We invoke you and call you, Lady of the outer darkness, black bull of midnight, north star, center of the whirling sky, stone, mountain, fertile field, come. By the earth that is her body, send forth your strength. Be here now.
Be here now. The circle is cast, and we're now in between times, sacred time, a time of magic. Thanks. The social justice theme for May is protecting the it's protecting the altar. So. The social justice theme for May is protecting the environment. All that we have comes from the earth. Protecting the earth is protecting ourselves and our hopes for the future. And just as people have done for centuries, we reconnect with the elements of the earth as we sing the following chant, which goes like this. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Try once more. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit.
Thank you so much.
On Beltane Eve, the Druids and their successors assembled on high hills with a view of the rising sun. They came to raise the great fires that would bring the power of the sun to earth and sanctify and purify the whole community and their livestock in readiness of the new cycle. Fire was an interface between the human race and the divine. In particular, the elemental powers of the upper world, who would determine the fate of the herds, the flocks, and the growing harvest. Sacrificial offerings were cast into the fire to gain their goodwill, borne skyward on flames like hands uplifted in prayer. The fire came like a blessing from the gods. From this magical flame, the great bonfire was lit, which we see in our chalice today. And now the shadowy figures emerged from their darkened homesteads below the hill, driving their cattle before them. The whole hillside came alive as boys thrust brands of dried sedge and heather into the newly roaring flames and whirled them about their heads in imitation of the circling sun. Dancers spun in a ring. Young men leaped through the flames to sustain or protect themselves and their livestock, while old folks slowly walked around the fire, muttering prayers. As the fire sunk low, the girls jumped across it to procure good husbands. Pregnant women stepped through it to ensure an easy birth, and mothers carried their children across the smoldering ashes.
Now we connect with the fire with our next song, We Will Kindle a Fire.
Spirit of fire, come to us. We will kindle a fire. Spirit of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire. Dance the magic circle round. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire.
And now we have some new fires being lit in USG. We have some new members who are joining us today. Now is the time for the story for all ages. And all the young people in the congregation are welcome to come up here to hear the story. I need your help, so please come up, because it's an important story. That's good, okay. Now we have a question. Does anybody know why the sun comes up when rooster crows? Aha, well, here's something to learn this morning. You see, a long time ago, there were 9 suns, not just one. And it was terribly hot. Matter of fact, all the plants withered and died, and people couldn't find a cool place to sit or sleep in. And when the water came down, it burst up into steam as soon as it touched the ground. So all the people gathered around and said, what are we going to do? And they had an idea. They asked Archer to climb up their highest mountain and shoot the suns out of the sky. Well, Archer decided that he would try to do that. So he climbed up the mountain, and then he took his bow, and he shot it down, boom! And 1 came out, and everyone yelled, 1. So can you do that? 1. And he shot again. 2. Shot a 3rd time. 3. Oh, the people were getting happy now. They saw that maybe they would get some relief from this heat. And he shot again. 4. And again. 5. And again. 6. Oh, everybody started dancing. They were having a great time. And he shot again. 7. And again. 8. Oh, but the 9th sun, it didn't come out from behind the mountain when it saw what all happened to all the other suns. So the archer, seeing it wasn't come out, well, he went back down the mountain. But the people cheered him, saying he had done a great job. But it was pretty dark. And it started to get very cold. Very cold. And nobody could find a place where he could get warm, and no plants would grow, and the water would turn to ice. And they thought, we have to get the sun coming to back out. And they had another meeting and said, what are we going to do? And someone said, Tiger's the strongest one among us. Send up Tiger. Tiger will bring out the sun. So Tiger climbed up to the highest mountain. And what do you think Tiger did? He roared. Can you roar like a tiger? Roar! Well, when the sun heard that, went right back behind the mountain. So Tiger climbed back down the mountain. The people gathered again, said, well, maybe we send up a bird, a sweet singing bird. So they sent up Oriole, and Oriole flew up to the top of the mountain and began to sing. And what does it sound like when birds sing? So tweet, 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 tweet. Well, the sun started to come out, and then when Oriole saw the sun come out, he got frightened and flew back down the mountain. So the people gathered once again. They said, well, we'll send Rooster. Rooster doesn't have a great voice, but Rooster's very brave. And so Rooster puffed out his chest and walked high up to the top of the mountain. And guess what do you think Rooster did? Cock-a-doodle-doo, right. And the sun came out a little bit curious, and what Rooster do again? Saying, cock-a-doodle-doo. Sun came out a little bit further, and again Rooster went, cock-a-doodle-doo! And sun came out from behind the mountain, and all the people cheered. Well, Sun was so happy to see that the people were cheering that he took some of the red out of the morning sky and gave it to a comb on Rooster's head. And that's why every morning when Rooster goes strutting about the barnyard and goes, cock-a-doodle-doo, that's when the sun comes up. So now you know. So now we're going to sing you off to your classes.
Another important part of Beltane is sharing gifts and preparing for the gifts of the abundant harvest and life-giving that is to come in the next season. And part of the way that they did that was blessing of the flowers. Between sunset and sunrise at Beltane, Irish children took to the fields to gather flowers as golden as the sun. Yellow flowers were not just for decoration. As symbols of the life-giving sun, they were made into posies and tied to doors and windows, or their petals were scattered over the thresholds of the house and byre as protection against the fairies who were out in force at this turning point of the year. Some were kept in fragrant baskets that the children brought to the sick and elderly. Flowers were also for lovers, who wove them into wreaths to exchange as gifts. Another reason to gather flowers was to decorate the May bush, which is symbolized by our altar here today. A bough or clump of tree was decorated with flowers, ribbons, paper streamers, and other bright scraps of material. Colored eggshells carefully saved by the children from the Easter or Ostara festivities were threaded on a string, and sometimes a golden ball was hung from the bush, perhaps representing the sun. Boys carrying green boughs and girls wearing garlands of flowers held hands and took part in a long serpentine dance around the May bush, as once their ancestors had circled around the tree of life at the center of an Iron Age settlement.
The darkness of winter, the promise of spring, the energy of summer, and the changes of fall all resonate within us as they have for thousands of years. When we celebrate the changing of the seasons, we reconnect with the rhythms of the earth just as our ancestors did, long before Passover, Easter, or any feast that we could name today. During this past winter, we all did our best to stay warm and survive the snow, even 30 inches of it. And with each snowfall, we prayed for the coming of the spring, only to be disappointed in April when it came again. But when the flowers began to bloom, we celebrated the return of life to the planet. And today we celebrate summer and the energy of the sun. Not so long ago, this was the time for opening the windows and airing out the house that had grown stuffy in winter. The sheep and the cattle were driven out into the hills where they would graze until the harvest. The women and children went with them and stayed in temporary lodgings. The men returned to the fields to tend the crops, and they visited their families at the end of each week. Now, not many of us tend fields, and fewer of us own sheep and cattle. But we welcome the long days and the warm weather, a time to work on projects, whether they be painting a room, planting a garden, spending time with grandchildren, or teaching a child to swim. Summer is the special time we dreamed about all winter. In ancient times, the beginning of this special season was celebrated with a mock battle between the King of Summer and the King of Winter for the hand of the May Queen. And we're going to have that battle this Friday night out in the courtyard, to which you're all invited. The Winter King wore a cloak trimmed in fur, and the Summer King wore a cloak decorated with flowers and ribbons. The villagers took up sides, and of course, the Summer King won. Then the people selected a May Queen and processed back to the village. For us, the earth is our May Queen, and we thank her for the wonderful season of summer and the return of life.
As we prepare for our meditation this morning, I invite you all to sit tall with your feet planted firmly on the ground. Lengthen your spine. Reach the crown of your head up tall. Feel how your body connects the realms of sky and land. And notice your breaths as you inhale and exhale. Be very present. Feel every moment. Observe what thoughts come, and then let them go. Think of the chalice that we lit this morning. See the flame in your mind's eye. It gave us the feeling of light and warmth. Fire warms our spirits to new actions. It also burns away whatever dead wood we might have. Think of something old and dead that you still cling to. Perhaps a tradition or practice that no longer has meaning. A goal that you once held on to, but now actually in reality seems impossible. A belief that no longer describes your experience. Let the Beltane fire burn away that dead wood. Think of the water that enveloped our stones. Water washes away the dirt of winter, the old beliefs that hold us back, the distractions that keep us from setting and achieving new goals. Water also heals our wounds. It combines with the sun to bring us life. Think of the flowers that we blessed and shared and used to decorate our altar today, our May bush. Flowers represent the sun and its conquest over winter. Flowers call us to senseless acts of joy and beauty. Flowers call us to cherish the sun that allows us to bloom. For this we are grateful. We let it be so, and so it is.
Now's the time for opening our circle. And so we'll call the God and Goddess, we thank you for your presence, for your circle, for light and love, for night and change. We ask for your blessing as you depart. Hail and farewell. Blessed be. That's it, blessed be. And now we turn to the east.
Spirits of the east, powers of air, we thank you for joining our circle. And we ask for your blessing as you depart. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Blessed be.
I know where the card is. Okay. Spirits of the south, powers of fire, we thank you for joining our circle. And we ask for your blessing as you depart. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Spirits of the west, powers of water, we thank you for joining our circle. And we ask for your blessing as you depart. Hail and farewell, blessed be.
Blessed be. We turn to the north.
Spirits of the north, powers of earth, we thank you for joining our circle, and we ask for your blessing as you depart. Hail and farewell. Blessed be.
The circle is open but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess go in our hearts. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Now I'll ask you to join in our final hymn, Hail and Farewell.
Hail and farewell, hail and farewell. May all four quarters now depart or stay if they will. Hail and farewell, hail and farewell. The circle now is open but unbroken still. Hail and farewell, hail and farewell. Be well. Please join in. Tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May, that lovely month when everyone goes blissfully astray. Tra-la, it's here, that shocking time of year, when tons of wicked little thoughts merrily appear. It's May, that gorgeous holiday, when every maiden prays that her lad will be a cat. It's mad, it's gay, a libelous display. Those dreary vows that everyone takes, everyone breaks, everyone makes divine mistakes. The lusty month of May. Tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May, that darling month when everyone throws self-control away. Tra-la, time to do a wretched thing or two, and try to make each precious day one you always rue. It's May, that month of great dismay, when all the world is brimming with fun, wholesome or it's mad, it's gay, a blot in every way. The birds and bees with all of their vast amorous past gaze at the human race aghast.